What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so I think it's time for me to talk about this situation now. This has happened quite a few times. Now, you may have heard about these recent incidences that have occurred in WNBA games where some idiotic fan has chosen to throw um, sex toys onto the court. I believe it happened for a fourth time recently, a fourth time in the waning moments of a game between the Atlanta Dream and the Chicago Sky. Uh, it happened. Uh, it almost happened for a fifth time. I can't remember who the game who was involved in the game, but it almost happened for a fifth time. But the idiot who tried to throw it onto the court actually hit a fan. I think it was a kid that got hit with the damn thing, man. And, I just look at it like, obviously, it is sexist. It's a sexist act. Let's be honest. I mean, you can say it's being funny. You can say they're trying to be funny or whatever, but at the end of the day, it's pretty sexist to carry a green dildo onto the court. Well, excuse me, carry a dildo with you to a game with the premeditated intent on hurling it onto the floor, which in essence is showing your disgust for the WNBA product and for women athletes. That's kind of how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? And it's not funny because this is assault. No matter how you want to, like I see people saying, "What's the big deal? I mean, it's a dildo. It's funny." No, a rock is a rock, right? Left to its own environment, a rock could be a beautiful thing to observe. Rocks, right? But if you throw a rock, it becomes a weapon. A toothbrush is a toothbrush, right? If I jab a toothbrush hard enough, it can impale somebody. It becomes a weapon. So yes, if you're throwing this thing around, technically it is assault. That doesn't have the velocity or the surface area. You're not throwing it with velocity, or or doesn't have the surface hardness of a rock. But still, you can cause harm, especially if one of these WNBA players, steps on it. If she steps on it and she suffers an injury, that's on your ass. Then you're really gonna be fucking held liable as far as, what I'm saying, causing injury and other legal issues. So at the end of the day, it is stupid to me. But there's always been this, and I would say it's gotten worse over the recent years, this undercurrent culture of men who seem to despise women, and they can't seem to hide this disdain for women. But yet, they claim they hate women so much, but yet at the same time, they can't stay away from them. They're bullies, is what I'm trying to get at. Like, they're basically like bullies of chicks. And I've said this before, they're almost like mean. Remember that movie Mean Girls? It's like a lot of guys have turned into mean girls, but they bully chicks. I don't know where it comes from. I guess it comes from a combination of, uh, trauma from being rejected by a certain type of chick to the point where Any girl that resembles that type of chick, this type of girl that's sort of not attainable, a girl that's out of your league, you already have these horrible, harsh feelings towards them, and you try to bully them, you try to ruin their uh, confidence, and I see it a lot lately. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that that's what's going on, but that's just a theory I have for some of these dudes. The other thing is that some of these guys just it could be that some of these guys are just kids, uh, hormonal, immature, you know, idiots. It's just acting a fool and don't really have good role models in their lives, and you know, could be a combination of both. I don't know. Um, I don't think it's going to stop. I think I saw one person got arrested, but clearly this is a copycat thing. So this isn't like one criminal mastermind or wannabe criminal mastermind behind this situation. This situation, this is a copycat thing where people are. What I want to know is how are they getting this mother? How are they getting these damn things into these stadiums? How do they get them into these arenas? Because I mean, yeah, technically that's not a weapon and it's not metal, but you know, you wonder, are they putting them in their purse if it is a chick that's doing it? Because it's the possibility it could be females too. I tend to think though with this type of act, at least I tend to think it's a guys, but I could be wrong because men and women are not the same as they used to be when I was growing up. Um, or it could be these guys are hiding in their knowing their egos. They could be hiding in their pants. I have no idea. But at the end of the day, at the end of the day, um, this is this is it's not funny to me, man. You know what I'm saying? When I first heard about it, the first incident, I thought it was weird. And every subsequent time it occurs, I think if anything, even though I don't think a lot of people give a shit, which kind of tells you the state of the popularity of the WNBA, I do think if anything, it's kind of making some people like, okay, now enough is enough. Eh, like what is this? Like it's stupid. But I can understand how a lot of these girls feel like, you know, people don't respect them. And it's not like, okay, you don't respect them because, you know, they're bad people. You don't like them. I'm not talking about you who's listening to this video, but I'm just talking about the people who really have a problem with them. It's not necessarily that you don't like the WNBA game or women's basketball. You don't like them because of other issues you have with, say, the majority in the league. Like a lot of people don't like these girls because they lump them all together as liberals, part of a community that you don't support. Um, you know, you look at them through political lenses and, you know, social lenses and not from a pure sports lens, which is hypocritical for a lot of people because at the same time, they'll tell these athletes to stop spewing your sports or your political opinion or your social opinion and just play sports. And the vast majority of these people do that. The vast majority of these athletes do exactly that. But you refuse to look at them through anything other than a political or social lens, social political lens. So, you know, it is what it is. But tell me what you guys think.